Hello, hockey fans. Well, the second round of the Stanley Cup Playoffs has gotten underway, but I want to talk about the first round one more time. Mainly the teams who didn't make it. See, for 4 years on Vocal.media, I've written stories about teams who have been eliminated from the Stanley Cup Playoffs and baseball's postseason under the banner "What Went Wrong," and I go into detail about what I think caused their eliminations. Whether it's serious, it ranges from different tones. It could be serious, it could be humorous depending on the team, or it could be lighthearted and complimentary again depending on the team. And I've been doing this since 2021, and I write about 14 teams who get eliminated. I don't write about finalists who lose because that's kind of it's a long road to get there. But I've got I got 8 stories about the 8 eliminated teams, and when I show the pictures, the links to each of those 8 stories will be featured. Check them out when you can. So here we go, a little postmortem, if you will, for the teams who lost out in round one. Well, at least they made it. At least they made it. I mean, it was they had nowhere else to go but up in this case. I mean, their best player was out for the season, and they just got Dougie Hamilton back. But they made it interesting. I mean, 2 double overtime games. I mean, they stole that one in Game 3. They looked like they had a chance to steal the one in Game 5, but it just wasn't meant to be. Bottom line, Carolina was just too much for them. Yeah, I wasn't surprised by this either. I was kind of hoping for laughs that Les Habitants would pull it off. They did it before, but but they really should be proud of this season. I mean, nobody had this team in the playoffs this year. As far as the teams that were looking to escape their doldrums, people thought it would be the Senators, which they did, the Red Wings, the Sabres, but nobody mentioned Montreal. They got in. Somehow they got in, and they made it a bit interesting too. But will they be back next year? That depends. They do have they do have it in them to return next year. If they make the right moves, they probably could. We destroyed them. That's what it was. We the Avs damaged this team 3 years ago when they beat them in that final. I mean, how else do you explain them losing to a Mickey Mouse team like the Florida Panthers? And even crazier, Nikita Kucherov still can't find the net in the playoffs. Jake Gensel had most of the points. Kuch had 4 assists. 4 assists. That's it. The Lightning are cooked. They're done. That window's closed. It is. I mean, I don't see how that window gets opened back up without so much as a miracle. I mean, they shouldn't be. Lightning fans shouldn't be down about it. I mean, they they had a lot of fun. They won back-to-back cups, almost three-peated. You know, it's time for them to kind of descend just a bit. Not like into obscurity, but it's time for them to go down a bit. But yeah, their window's closed. It's got to be Toronto. That's the rule. That's the rule. Ottawa just can't beat the Leafs. Can't be done. Five five Battle of Ontario playoff series. Five straight wins for Toronto. Toronto rules the province. What can I say? But all seriousness, the Sens should be proud, just like the Habs are. I mean, I'm very happy for them. I mean, they ended their doldrums. That's another team we broke. I feel bad that we did, but the Senators, they finally got in, first time since 2017. I can see them back in this thing. I wouldn't be surprised. The team has the promise. They got the talent. They have the goaltending. Maybe they add something. Wouldn't that be something? I'm telling you, Sanders. They got a lot. They have a lot of good times ahead of them. I just have that feeling. Yeah, they weren't beating Vegas, but boy, boy, did they make it fun, didn't they? 6 games. They made it. They made it last, but Minnesota. It's just that whole state is cursed in sports, and I learned this. The Wild became the first team in the history of the Big Four leagues to reach the playoffs at least 8 times in the last decade and never advance. That team is jinxed. Something's up with them. They need somebody other than Kaprizov to do some heavy lifting. That's what that is. But yeah, and of course, the playoff exit means Marc-Andre Fleury's career is done. He announced that this year was going to be his last anyway. Great career for the Flower, second all time in wins, only behind Brodeur. 3 Stanley Cups, a Vezina, one of the greatest goalies of all time. The Hall of Fame is waiting for him. You fucked up. That's what went wrong. You fucked up. I mean, how do you not beat Edmonton? How do you still not beat Edmonton? Edmonton's capable of blowing shit like this. Everybody's beating them, but the Kings can't beat them. I don't understand. It's like the '80s never ended. I mean, and the Kings had all the advantages entering the series. Home ice, the Oilers were weakened, and Darcy Kemper, our old championship goalie from 3 years ago, was playing lights out. Yet they still managed to lose because they couldn't finish some games, and they left Darcy Kemper stand on his head. It's ridiculous. Kings, I have one bit of advice for you. When you make the playoffs next year, and you will, pray that you don't get the Oilers. You just can't beat them. We all know what caused this. Ref puck robbed us. The officials' refusal to call any penalties on Dallas, especially in Game 5, because I don't think we had a power play in Game 5. The referee's refusal to call anything on Dallas is why we lost that series. It's I have to say it's like 90 to 95% the reason. The other 5, Cale Makar, what happened? Cale Makar, the production wasn't there. You know it's bad when Gabriel Landeskog, who played 2 less games, had almost as many points. And speaking of, it was great to see our captain back. And the Chushkin, he actually showed up. So we know what we're capable of when Val plays and is focused. McKinnon led the way and was damn near lead carrying the team. But he's not a Hart finalist. I don't know why. Granted, the playoffs are nothing to do with it, but still. But we'll be back next year. Hopefully we'll figure out something. We might get a few pieces or two. You know the Avs know how to steal players. Literally, the only thing that went wrong with the Blues, they didn't finish in Game 7. You have to play 60 minutes. It's in the title of that story on that link above. You have to play 60 minutes, not just 20, not just 40, not just 58, not even just 59 minutes and 57 or 58 seconds. You have to play the full 60. They did not do that, and Winnipeg tied the game very late. Overtime was a battle. Double overtime was a battle, but the one shot beat them. But the Blues have a lot to be proud of because, again, nobody had them going in. They were playing with house money, and somehow they got in and almost made the round 2. They can build off this if they do some stuff right. But, again, they had to finish that game. They had to finish Game 7. That didn't happen. That's the only thing that really went wrong for this team. Otherwise, it was a hell of a postseason for them. And that is my video about the 8 teams who were eliminated in round 1. All the links you saw, they're to my stories on Vocal about each one. Check them out when you can. If you like this video, click the like button. If you're on YouTube, click subscribe. If you want more, if you're on TikTok and Instagram, feel free to hit that follow button. I'll be back later tonight to recap tonight's action, so stay tuned.